Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon, and we are getting all situated here with the camera. We are ready to rock here on this Tuesday edition of Inside Edge Primetime. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning on in. Well, a lot has happened in the last 24 hours and a lot here in Cleveland. So we're going to dive into all that here as Cleveland's digital leader of your source of sports, entertainment, mental health, and everything in between. So we appreciate you here. But, yeah, a lot to dive into. We didn't know if we would have a show here tonight. Here we are. We have a show. A lot has happened. Some stuff we won't get into on air. Some stuff we will get into on air. And I think the stuff we will get into on air is the massive amount of thunder and lightning and all the weather that has taken place here in the last, 3-4 hours, Chad? I mean, my goodness, how are you doing, pal?
Well, I mean, we're okay over here, man. It's wild. Tuesday starts with T. Thunderstorm starts with T. Here we are. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was wild over here by me. I don't know how it was by you, but I sent you a couple of radar, little screenshots. I was like, man, it doesn't look great. We had a tornado warning tonight. We lost power for a little bit. Didn't get my Wi-Fi back right away. Like Eli said, didn't know if we'd have a show, but here we are. We have a show. We're here. We're with you. Could be for a limited time. You never know. There's still some thunder rumbling in the area, but everything seems pretty calm now. Eli, you doing okay on your end? The thunder almost sounded like, when somebody snores really loud when they're sleeping.
Yes, I agree.
Like that.
So like somebody taking like a nap that they shouldn't be taking, like probably in a spot, they probably should have not taken a nap. Yeah, I completely, I'm with you. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. Absolutely. You know who's taking a nap, it seems like, is the MLB. I know you sent me an article earlier today. And there's some other articles just floating around about no respect for the Guardians and the Cleveland Guardians there. They defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers yesterday 4-2, and they have had an interesting start to the season, Chad. They went 2-2 against the Seattle Mariners, who were obviously a finalist in the ALCS. They were one of the last American League teams standing, and now they are taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. They had to get the pitching debut tonight, or season debut, that is, of Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. On the mound, and we'll see if Tanner Bybee and the squad can get it done. But does it feel like this Guardians team? Does it feel like different already than last year? I feel like there's a different vibe already.
Yeah, I mean, one of the young bats is hitting. That's a different vibe than last year. But yeah, a little bit. I mean, the pitching looks pretty good. We saw Messick look, really, really good last night against the Dodgers, and I don't know what's going on with the rest of the staff. I mean, it's hard to tell. You can't glean anything from one start. So it's really hard to kind of jump in until, we talked about it last night, maybe 50, 55, 60 games in, which feels like, a long time into the season. I mean, it's about a third of the season, but it's really hard to tell in baseball what you have. I mean, baseball is it's just a different sport. It's not like football where you come out and the physically dominant team typically wins. It's not really like that in baseball. You can get into a really weird stretch where just everyone's timing is off or everyone's timing is on. I don't know why it's contagious, but it is. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it feels a little different, but we have to wait and see. I mean, the Braves are off to a good start, and I'm still very cautiously, I guess I'm optimistic about it, but I'm cautiously optimistic. So same thing with the Guardians, I think right now. I just kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt. DeLauder, the hot start is promising. Certain pitchers looking pretty good. That's promising. But you have to be consistent with it, right? You got to be there. You got to show up every night, and obviously you're not going to go, not going to hit 2 home runs every night. But you just have to be consistent. I mean, there are going to be times where DeLauder gets into a little bit of a slump, or a pitcher doesn't look good for a few starts, and like I said, this team is you have to be patient as a fan, but as a front office, as you look at whatever, just trying to manage this team, and not just the team, but just like the entire organization. They just don't have the depth that a lot of teams have, right? But they win like they have that depth and that kind of payroll. So I think you just I don't know, guys are on like a shorter leash. And I don't really mean that in a way that's like these guys aren't good, they stink, whatever, get them out of there. You just have to move more pieces around. I think when
Yeah.
you know what I mean, when you don't quite have the depth that like a team like the Yankees or the Dodgers have. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been interesting. You mentioned, the Braves, the Guardians will take place, what, in a few weeks here, not too long before the Guardians and the Braves match up, and we'll see how that goes. I'm sad it'll be a lot of fun. But with that all being said, we mentioned, Stephen Kwan, this offense, they're kind of really producing right now, and it's kind of shocking, throughout what? We're 3-2, so 5 games here now that the Guardians. That's quick math for you. But the Guardians, they. Thank you, thank you. But the Guardians, they are really shocking right now in offense. Quan had a good game yesterday. Daniel Schneemann with the really insurance runs that came in handy because it turned into a 4-2 ball game. The Dodgers getting 2 in the ninth. So that's been really shocking, and a good surprise. Also, Parker Messick had a great game yesterday. I mean, he went 6 innings strong. I believe he had 5 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, just an incredible showing and no earned runs. I mean, the guy was on fire. And I think that's what we're hoping out of that back end of the rotation. I told you earlier, I think Parker Messick could be the ace eventually of this team. I think he has a ton of upside, and I think he could step up, especially we'll keep an eye on Tanner Bybee. He's going to get the start tonight, and they're going on, obviously, as we're here on air. So we'll keep updating you as the Guardians and the Dodgers take place out there in Los Angeles. But, if Bybee does have some trouble with the right shoulder inflammation or whatever have you, in the future, I think guys like Messick, and specifically a guy like Parker Messick, is going to be the one that you can probably count on to step up. I mean, we'll see. It was one start, but it was a surely sound start against the best offense in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Dodgers are that. Man, we talked about it. What a tough, just a tough road trip to start your season against the power rankings. I mean, I sent you that earlier. I don't know if the Guardians are quite getting the respect that they deserve. I mean, they had the Guardians at 21st, and here the Dodgers at first, I think, second maybe, and the Mariners at third. So yeah, I mean, really, I think the Yankees were first actually overall. But yeah, 2 of the top 3 or 4 teams in baseball. You start on the road. Man, that's tough. That's tough for the Guardians. So yeah, right now 3-2 is a pretty good showing. Got to be happy with that.
Absolutely. And you know what? We're going to talk Guardians. We'll keep updated as they go on here. I want to talk about the Giants for a moment before we go to break. We'll go to break here in a little bit. I want to talk to you about the Giants. Have you seen the hoopla, the buzz around Tony Vitiello? And, okay, they have made it out to be like this guy has never won a baseball game before. The Giants posted on Twitter about how, he got his first win. He's shaking everybody's hand. And, shout out Tony Vitiello. And they have come out with think pieces about how he's such a tough guy and he wants to win. It's like, dude, for such a long season, you are acting like this is the end of the world. I mean, this is like the Braves freaking out if they had a rough start to the first 5 games. I mean, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially for a team with the Giants that I think has a ton of potential. They just need to slow down. Like, I mean, you are going to find wins. The 162 games. If you go 0-162, promise you won't have another job. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there,
Yeah. Well, I guess when you're in a division with, a team like the Dodgers, I mean, you can't afford to get off to a slow start,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that I'm searching his name and I'm looking at articles talking about how, the Giants are rumored to replace Tony Vitello with whoever. That's wild. We're not even through the first full week of baseball yet. So, yeah, that seems like a pretty quick knee-jerk reaction. But I mean, unless there's something else going on that, maybe we're not privy to. I don't know. Maybe he just does not have that clubhouse at all. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I know sometimes guys can come from the college game. Their style is a little bit different. You get to the pros and you kind of have to. I don't know. It's just it's a different sense of managing a baseball team, I think. So who knows, man? I don't know. It's hard to say what's going on inside that clubhouse. It's weird.
Right? Yeah, in 2024, College World Series champion. So you mentioned the college ranks. You
Yeah.
even see in basketball, guys have struggled to have a successful run from college to the pro scene in NFL, or in football from college to the NFL.
Yeah.
I just think that maybe it's he's struggling because it is a change. We've talked about it on
Yeah.
multiple shows here on the network, you and I both, where it's having a conversation with 18 to 22 year olds, and now
Mhm.
you're having conversations with guys all the way up to their mid 30s, early 40s. It's like,
Yeah.
can you command that respect from everybody else? And it's a completely different change, college to the pros. It's
For
just
sure.
different, man. They're there for a borrowed amount of time. Now, granted, it seems like with college you can go back nowadays. So I don't know if you're there for a borrowed amount of time, but typically you're supposed to be there for a borrowed amount of time. And now it's like you guys have 10, 15-year vets that have been with the same squad. So it just
You can
gets
just
different.
petition the NCAA for a medical red shirt, and you're fine. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trinidad Jambliss.
I'm gonna try to
We
get
have
a couple. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, what has anything else stood out to you? I know we talked about the ABS, everything like that. Has anything else stood out to you MLB wise?
I mean, nothing specific. Just a lot of rookies off to a really hot start. I can't. Just nothing. Like I said, nothing specific. I mean, you got to give it time. But we got guys hitting like 700 after like the first 4 or 5 games. People that haven't even made it out yet with new teams, whatever. So there's lots of stuff going on, but it's hard to even it's hard to get into the first 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days of baseball. It's like you said, you kind of have to let it go a week at a time, let it marinate a little bit. You're not really going to glean anything from. I mean, the last couple of years, the Pirates have started out like 25-13, 25-14. And everyone goes, "Hey, the Pirates are turning the corner." And before you know it, they come down the stretch and they're 68-94, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. It just takes time. Baseball's a long, long, long season, man. So, maybe just pump the brakes on getting too excited. Don't panic yet. If you're, a team that's a fan of a team that's not playing well, just let it all happen. Let it play out. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it anyway. I guess we're fans. We don't make decisions, but sometimes it feels like you should have more of a stake, right? You've been watching your team for however many years. It's frustrating to see them go through, things like the Pirates are going through, or think of like the Angels, where it feels like you've got all the resources in the world, but for some reason you just haven't put it together. And it feels like you don't know if there's a lack of willingness to win, if you don't want to spend the money to win, if it's just whatever they're trying is not working, whatever it is, it's frustrating, right? It can last decades. So yeah, don't get too worked up about it. I mean, everything will be over December 1st anyway. There's a lockout. Who cares?
Yeah, you just enjoy the season because who knows when we'll get baseball again after that. I'm excited to enjoy some good baseball, some summer days, get out to the ballpark, and I'm very excited for that.
Yep.
So we'll keep an eye on all of that, and we'll talk a lot more. The worst thing you could have happen besides missing out at Progressive Field is probably missing something important by getting a haircut or something like that. Chad, you've never missed anything important for getting a haircut, right?
I mean, I've forgotten to go to a couple of haircuts. My current hairstylist still gives me a hard time. I completely missed an appointment once. I haven't heard the end of that yet. But yeah, no, I don't think that I've ever missed. I'm trying to think if I ever. No, that's not something I would do. That's something that no leader of any organization would do that, right?
Yeah, no, never. Okay, yeah, maybe. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about the Cleveland Browns. Those two things may or may not be in the same category, but we'll have a conversation about that. Of course, that's Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Give us a follow, Inside Edge Net, and we'll be back right after this, talking some NFL.
Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Ryan and Hallie Mosser. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio, but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com.
Hey, I got something to show you guys. Take a look. It is spring. Happy spring to all of you. Take a look at what we have here for you from AllieRoseFragrances.com. Beautiful spring scent candles here for you. Hand poured with premium fragrance and essential oils. How about this? Our coconut soy wax candles bring fresh, uplifting spring scents to your home. Made with clean, natural ingredients, they're a mindful choice for sensitive spaces and those who love effortless seasonal fragrances. You got to check it out right now. There's the soft bloom and the lemon bar candles, all healthy ingredients, all from AllieRoseFragrances.com. And if you're a first-time customer, use the promo code InsideEdge20. That's InsideEdge20. Get this for yourself, for your friends, family, everyone. You want a good smelling home, AllieRoseFragrances.com will make it happen. Again, AllieRoseFragrances.com. Get the new spring candles. And when you order, if you're a first-time customer, InsideEdge20 is the promo code.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon, and we have had a day from weather and just a whole lot more. We've had a heck of a day. You saw that guy, AA Anthony Alford, talking about our friend AllieRoseFragrances.com. Make sure you use the code InsideEdge20. Get 20% off your order for first-time customers. Great candles, great body mist. Spring season here in full bloom. So go ahead and get some body mist, get some candles, and go ahead and take advantage there. And then, of course, our guy Mosser Moments Photography, Hallie and Ryan Mosser, Ryan and Hallie. And they rocking and rolling, wedding season, engagement season. Go ahead and take some pictures and get ready to go with Mosser Moments Photography. And, of course, your fanatics at the top of the show. Get some great jerseys, hats, all that great stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, Chad, because I didn't need a haircut today. I mean, it's a little rough. It's been a bad hair day, pal. But you know what? I would never, ever miss Primetime because I needed a haircut. In fact, I would just push the haircut back. In fact, I don't know anybody that's getting a haircut at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. But there are probably people that do that, but they just probably don't have a show or any other obligation. They're probably making sure they plan ahead.
Yeah.
Right? I mean...
Yeah, they wouldn't miss anything important. They wouldn't be... like, for instance, just throwing it out like the head coach of an NFL football team or anything like that. Like, that's not something that a person like that they wouldn't do that.
No. I mean, I know we have video. We'll get to here in a second, but did you see what happened with Todd Monken?
Well, which part? Because I saw he was talking about the quarterback. We have the quarterback video, but which I don't know which part specifically do you mean?
So here's the thing. Todd Monken, he forgot that you probably should plan the haircut a day or two before the picture for the NFL coach's photo that gets taken every year. But he did miss it. And it's because he planned for his haircut to be before the noon picture, which I guess everything got discombobulated, and Todd Monken missed the picture. And, you know, it's just a great representation
the NFL team, like all the coaches picture, not just the Browns, like, not just the Browns coaching staff.
Yes.
All of the NFL coaches. I mean, they got all the whatever.
Is that a bad omen for the start of the Todd Monken tenure?
Yeah,
that he's not in the picture.
Yeah,
no, not 0-17, not 0-17, bro. I mean, there's so much going on, and it's like, I heard it on Midnight Run yesterday with AA Anthony Alford talking about, is it Ty Simpson? Is there a chance of Ty Simpson? Chad, how do you feel at this point if the quarterback room was Deshaun Watson, Ty Simpson, and Dylan Gabriel?
Oh
no.
I don't have words for that. I don't know. I don't want to. Let's not do that. I don't want to do that. I can't. You can't ruin football season already for me. It's not even April yet. You can't do that. No.
Yeah.
They're
I
not.
mean,
they're not going to do that, right? I mean,
so
I hear all this, but we always hear smoke, and we always hear all this stuff, right? This chatter. Shedeur Sanders was going to go 2 overall last year. He dropped all the way to the 5th round. I don't think the Browns are going to take Ty Simpson. No, I don't think I want that quarterback room. I don't know what I want in the quarterback room anymore, honestly. I mean, it's been 284 years and nothing's worked. I have no idea what I want there anymore. I don't know.
Well,
I wish I knew.
If you ask Aaron Glenn will tell you Geno Smith is the answer. He's the one who's going to take him to the promised land. That's what he said earlier this week, I believe yesterday. And
does he know
with all that being, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I just think there's too much, of a smoke screen. Double A did a good job highlighting this on Midnight Run a little bit. Too much of a smoke screen. On one side, you have Todd Monken, who's talking about how he has, a memorabilia, hanging up or, sitting there in his office because Shedeur Sanders is always there. And you have...
it's a porcelain.
A horse, thank you. I could not think of what animal it was.
Clay or whatever.
And he said if Deshaun Watson gave him an elephant, he would have put that up there too. But he hasn't given him. He has had one conversation with him. So you see Todd Monken talking about his love for Shedeur Sanders and that Dylan Gabriel hasn't been in the room. Okay, so now we got Todd Monken and Shedeur Sanders, corner.
That's
now
coach
you look
speak. That way, that's coach speak for Dylan Gabriel hasn't given me a porcelain figure either. I want my desk to be covered in porcelain figures, and that's how we do the quarterback competition.
And maybe a quick Cleveland Browns tenure for Dylan Gabriel. But with that being said, you have Todd Monken and Shedeur Sanders corner, rocking with him. Andrew Berry kind of playing neutral a little bit. And then you have Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the team, not really being as neutral as the general manager, Andrew Berry. He's basically completely in the Deshaun Watson camp, where Deshaun Watson has a, I quote, fresh start and, quote, great chance, unquote, under Todd Monken. I just don't know what they're doing, but it seems like the smoke screen of, okay, one guy likes this guy, one guy likes this guy. Shedeur changes his number. Is Ty Simpson wearing number 12 in Cleveland? Like, it just seems like with all the smoke of Ty Simpson and the Browns constantly being in need for a quarterback and them not seeming to buy into anybody ultimately as the guy right now. I mean, if they bought into Shedeur Sanders, wouldn't they have already said, okay, Shedeur is number 1 going into the season? Or if they thought it was Deshaun Watson, wouldn't they have already named it? They're hoping that they have a depth chart by spring. What also is spring? The NFL draft. Yeah. What pick did the Browns have? 6. They also have a lot of ammunition and some flexibility to move a few guys that, if they really want to go into a full rebuild, they could tear it down. Denzel Ward's available. I know we talk about Myles Garrett on the show. He is still rolling around as an option to be traded, depending what the Browns want to do. So if you're the Cleveland Browns, do you take Ty Simpson? Do you pair him up with Cardinal Tate? Do you just go full rookie mode and continue to add to this team that Andrew Berry did add to? Mason Graham, you that's really the biggest highlight. Carson Schwessinger, you have these guys. I don't know, Chad. It just seems like all the smoke is there for them to try to get Ty Simpson if he's there.
But I mean, for what if I'm the Browns? What have I seen out of Ty Simpson that has made me decide that I want in my quarterback room someone who hasn't played meaningful football since, I don't know, The Sopranos were still on HBO. Maybe I'm off on that. I could be off. 2 second-year guys and a rookie. And it's not like Ty Simpson has, like 58 starts at the collegiate level or whatever. I just don't know. I mean, have you seen enough to really add him to that quarterback room? Listen, I don't know. Like, physically, if you like his game, that's fine. I understand that. He's got a pretty good arm, makes a lot of the throws, right? Can move a little bit. But I just can't see adding a quarterback. Obviously, a rookie has no NFL experience, but I can't see adding another quarterback with less experience than the 2 guys that you have fumbling through their way, being the starters. I just don't get it. I don't understand how that helps anybody. Unless you just think that he is. But wouldn't he be the number 1 overall pick? Wouldn't he be like the consensus number 1 overall guy if that were the case? I would trust the Browns to assess quarterback talent.
Yeah, I get that. And I mean, if you ask Dan Orlovsky, who is from the same agency as Ty Simpson, he
and
would tell
ran
you
out of the
that
back of the end zone, by the way, unprovoked.
yes, he would tell you he is the top quarterback prospect.
I like
But
it. I'm just kidding. I'm just making a joke. But
yeah, 1,000%. But I don't know if Ty Simpson showed you a ton, but if the Browns like him enough and they feel like they're ready to move on from Shedeur Sanders, because here's the thing, Shedeur Sanders will not sit another season backing up, whether it's Deshaun Watson or Ty Simpson, whoever it is. Yeah. I think the Browns are ready to give Todd Monken his guy to have an opportunity. And as much as he likes Shedeur Sanders, the idea that he gets a rookie quarterback, gets to reset a clock at least a year, that might be intriguing enough for him to be like, you know what, I will get Ty Simpson. We would like Dante Moore, but we'll take Ty Simpson.
Did you watch all the Todd Monken video? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but do you think he's already like not regretting taking this job, but do you feel like he's getting asked these questions, right? And he's like looking off into space already, and it's just I texted. I was like, I don't know if is he like okay, what did Jimmy tell me to say when somebody asked me about this? Like I can't tell if that's his thought or if he's just like, why did I take this godforsaken job? Why am I talking about 17 quarterbacks in March? I don't understand. Like I can't tell what that look is. It's that far off look that scares me. That's that 0-17 look. It's like that. Hey, I'm going to be the first head coach to go 0-17 in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean I sure hope not. I sure hope not. But I mean, I agree with you. And let's actually go to the Todd Monken video. He was talking about earlier today with the NFL owners, in the league meetings across the board. Let's talk about the quarterback room and look at his fresh haircut. This is the Cleveland Browns head coach Todd Monken.
Note the haircut.
And this, I believe, Channel 19? Is this courtesy of Channel 19 here, Chad? Yep.
It is.
Awesome. And Ashley Holder here. So here we go. Todd Monken.
I think so. I mean, I spoke to him one day. I dated my wife for 5 years before we decided to get married. So one day's not enough. But I will say, just like 2 weeks isn't enough, 2 months isn't enough. It's a process. I will just say this, we're excited to have him. We're excited to see what he has. He's part of our roster. Anybody that's part of our roster, it's our job as coaches to try and get the most out of them. Why isn't that obvious? I don't have any idea. I don't understand it at all. The most important part is to put a winning product on the field. I don't care who that is, whether they're on a roster or they're not. That he just happens to be part of our roster. And I'm excited to have him along with the other players we have on our roster.
And here's the thing, Chad. I'm not really worried about the Deshaun Watson stuff, right? No. I'm not worried about Deshaun Watson starting. I really don't want to see him start. In fact, it completely kills any momentum or excitement I have for the Cleveland Browns season, to be very quite honest with you.
Yeah. I'm tired of that whole saga. I'm tired of all of that.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. With Todd Monken, they've had this conversation here, us in Cleveland and others, about, the big worry was in Baltimore, he's been very open about he didn't have the strongest relationship with Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
And it seems like right now he's like, well, I only had one conversation. And granted, it's Deshaun Watson, so I'm really not putting too much worry into it or concern because Deshaun Watson's too worried about TikToks and collecting his money from the Cleveland Browns and actually being involved. But I do worry about his connection with Shedeur, as the season gets going, if he is here long term, not Dylan Gabriel to a degree, but not too much more so Shedeur. And the rest of this offense, the rest of the team, is he going to be able to connect? I mean, he's 60 years old. He's one of the older coaches in the NFL. Is he going to be able to connect with this roster? Are they going to buy into Todd Monken's philosophy? You already talked about the learning curve on offense. Are they going to buy into this philosophy when it seems like already he's kind of having this tough shtick? I mean, he's talked about his wife about 25 times, it feels like, since he's been in Cleveland in his marriage.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I feel like
he's not going to ask Deshaun Watson to marry him. We know that, I guess.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful.
It's going to be 5 years of that. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
It's 5 years. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. But did you see that haircut, though?
Yeah, it was a very impeccable haircut. It was amazing. I can understand why you miss a team photo, NFL coaches photo for that. I mean, look at that haircut. It was so sharp.
Maybe he's thinking like, hey, my haircut's gonna last longer than my Browns coaching career. So I've seen.
I saw you ask a question, pal. Not to interrupt you. I saw you ask a question though on the Sunday Sports Show about if Todd Monken's gonna be here, and you didn't really even answer it. But to finish the question, if Todd Monken's gonna be here, when the new stadium opens up in Brook Park. And you really didn't even answer too much on the Sunday Sports Show. So I'm going to ask you, do you feel that Todd Monken will be here when the Browns are in Brook Park?
I hope so, but I know how the Browns do things, and I don't think he will be. I don't know. I don't know. I'm at the point where I used to feel like I had my finger on the pulse of what they were going to do next, and it was like, well, this would be such a predictable Browns move. But now they've literally got three factions, right? They've got the ownership, like you said, the head coach, and the general manager, and they're all saying different things. It's all well, the owners. It's not even like coded talk. It's like he's telling you what he wants to do. Jimmy Haslam wants Deshaun. He's trying to get some return on his investment from that $255 million that they gave Deshaun. There's just no doubt. It sounds like I almost said Jimmy Watson. Might as well be
Jimmy Watson.
That's a great name. Jimmy Haslam he's trying to recoup money at this point. He sounds like a grifter. I mean, it's like, I'll be damned if I don't get my money's worth out of it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do. I wish I had any idea, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and the other thing that changes is Todd Monken, he's reporting, it appears, that Andrew Berry, so it seems like there is that unity that Jimmy Haslam was preaching about, so there is that, but if the unity is that they're in agreement that Deshaun Watson should be the starting quarterback, or that they're going to bring Ty Simpson in, or any other option other than Shedeur Sanders, I just don't understand. What is the worst thing that happens if you start Shedeur Sanders? You find out that he's not the guy, and you're in position at a high draft pick to get a guy in 2027. And at best, you find out that he is the guy. You're able to build around him this year and continue to build around him next year and not have to use a high draft pick on a quarterback next year.
Everybody knows next year's draft is very deep. So there are going to be guys that, like every position, you don't want to have to take a quarterback, but you also want to know if you need one. So I just don't think that. Deshaun Watson's not going to sign an extension here. He's not staying here, right? That's not going to happen. Right? Make me feel better about this. Tell me that's not going to happen.
It just depends. It just depends if they start him and he goes 3-0 by chance, and even if they might look at it and go, we might have something here. I
only feel like that could happen at Hogwarts. Like, that's not a thing that's realistic. Like, that can't.
No, I know, but I'm not gonna lie. I spent an hour with Double A talking to him yesterday about this and hearing his thoughts, and it is a real possibility if they start off hot, and Deshaun's the guy. Starting. They did have that 5-1 start. I think Jimmy has a record with him that 1 year, his second season, I believe, in Cleveland, and there. Maybe Jimmy's just thinking this is what Deshaun we're going to get. I don't think it's absolutely likely at all. He's torn his Achilles twice, I believe, since he's been in Cleveland, correct?
Broken his shoulder, yeah.
Broken his shoulder. And he's on TikTok more than he's not even with the team half the time. They're trying to paint this, well, he was a mentor to Shedeur Sanders, and now he's going to go compete against a guy. I just don't buy it. I just don't buy the Deshaun Watson even wanted to be in Cleveland to begin with. He sure saw a lot of money, and that's it. But a guy that has been checked out since he's been here, why are we giving another opportunity? It's like I keep stressing, it's like the bad X situation.
Yeah, let it go. And like I said, I made the reference last night. So you referenced the bad X. Jimmy Haslam filed for the restraining order when he said, hey, this was a swing and a miss. It's our bad, blah, blah, blah. And now we're welcoming him back into the quarterback room and saying he has a great shot to start. The whole thing is so dysfunctional. It's classic Browns. I didn't even want to say it because it seems so cliche, but it's just, here we go again. Like, you can't even be excited about the new head coach for very long because already it feels like I said, three different factions of like ownership, front office, head coach. They're all at odds a little bit. Todd Monken's just like, just bring me a quarterback. I don't know. Jimmy Haslam's like, play the guy that I gave all the damn money to. And Andrew Berry is over here like, I don't talk about contracts or players or football. Great. Thanks. Like, why do you sit in front of the press? Like, if you're tired and you don't want to waste your breath on answering questions, stop sitting in front of people that have cameras, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Just don't talk to the press. I just go wherever Paul DePodesta was for the last 47 years that he was in Cleveland. Just stay there. No one knew where he was. I don't know. It's like the whole thing is so aggravating. I'm not trying to like rant on the Browns or whatever, throw a bunch of shit. It's just so frustrating to me. Like I said, I don't know where they're going anymore. I don't know which way they're headed. I don't know who they're going to draft anymore. I don't know anything. I have no idea.
And it's hard to get excited about, them drafting a top wide receiver prospect, a top offensive line prospect, when this is what we're being kind of served. There's still a possibility that the best player on the team is gone before they even suit up in September, and possibility that the guy that they spent a ton of money on, and the Cleveland Browns owner himself, Jimmy Haslam, said it was a big swing and a miss.
Yeah.
And they're hoping to somehow right that wrong. I just don't think you can. I think you should let bygones be bygones and continue to move on. So
literally cut your losses at this point and just let it go. Let it go, man. But whatever. We have to wait another year or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. We might have to, pal. But we don't have to wait another year for Tuesday Top 5. That's coming up right after the break. Yeah. That's Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. We are coming back with a very exciting topic for Tuesday Top 5, and we'll put a bow on this edition. Of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford coming up after us. But again, yes, Chad Bryan, Eli Moon, Inside Edge Primetime. Give us a follow, Inside Edge Net, and we're back right after this.
energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 absolute fire flavors to choose from. Visit Dubby.gg and use promo code InsideEdge10. Whether you're searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and player. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, but you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. You heard the code InsideEdge10 with W Energy. If you need jitterless energy blend, zero sugar, no crash, all that great stuff, a quick, easy way to get some energy, use the code InsideEdge10 and stay awake just like Chad and I here throughout prime time and all throughout the evening. With that being said, also make sure you check out sportsmemorabilia.com. Yeah. Some great finds on there, some really, really cool items. All your sports needs, just you have a certificate of authenticity. So you know that it's something that's boom, like this is 101 or one of, few, like this is a great thing. Sportsmemorabilia.com. Use the code, Chad. If you don't mind, I haven't asked you all show. If you can go ahead and point up there, there is a QR code right above you. Yeah. Right there, pal.
I think is it right there?
Yeah, you got it. That's going to send you right to InsideEdgeNetwork.com/partners. And you go to all the websites right there, use the codes, you take advantage of all the great stuff. Thank you to all of our sponsors, our partners, and thank you to all of you out there for tuning on in here with Chad and I here. We're with you Monday through Thursday, 10 to 11 p.m., sometimes a little bit after 10 o'clock, but that means we give you a little bit after 11 o'clock. And Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, of course, midnight to 1. I'll produce that show. A lot of great stuff going on. And, Chad, we're going to get to Tuesday Top 5 in just a moment, but I had to check because the Guardians are in action right now. Top of the fourth, it is nada, 0-0. So we'll keep an eye on that. Bybee keeping them in check. Ohtani keeping us in check.
Shohei Ohtani has held the Guardians hit list through 3 1/3. So Bybee just giving up just one hit through 3. So pretty good pitching matchup there.
Interesting. Pretty good pitching matchup. And I'm glad that you brought up the performances of the pitchers. There have been a lot of great performances throughout baseball's time and history. Sometimes for the first time that these guys have ever graced the professional stage. I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to hand the reins off to you, pal, and this is Tuesday Top 5, one of our favorite times of the day here.
It really is, or of the week, whatever.
Yes.
It's okay. Listen, it is time for the Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday Top 5 list. This week, we wanted to stay current, right? You always want to try to talk about what's going on, and so I thought we would do the top 5 instances of head coaches missing the NFL coach picture. No, I'm kidding. We're not doing that. It's actually in celebration of our guy Chase DeLauder. It's MLB rookie debuts. So these are the top 5 Major League Baseball rookie debuts. And listen, this might have been, I say this every week, but I really mean it this time. This might have been the toughest list to put together. I started looking into this, and there were probably a good, 25 or 30, rookie debuts that maybe deserve to be up here for one reason or another. But these, this is the list. I mean, these are the guys that made our list. So, Eli, let's just start with where do you want to start?
I think we should start with probably number 5.
Should we start with number 5?
Yeah.
That sounds like an excellent idea. Let's start with number 5.
Okay.
Number 5 is our guy, Chase DeLauder.
Nice.
Why not, right? 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and I stretched his debut out a little bit into the Guardians' first 3 games of the season. I know I wasn't supposed to do that, but he's one of only 4 players in Major League Baseball history to ever homer in their first 3 regular season games, and he became just the second player to ever hit 4 home runs in his first 3 games. Trevor Story was the other player to do that back in 2016 with Colorado. Trevor Story would go on to win the Rookie of the Year. He had a couple of really, really solid years until, injuries kind of marred the rest of his career. That does happen. But yeah, Chase DeLauder, our guy, 3 for 5 in his debut, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Actually, was it 2 RBIs, 3 RBIs? I thought he only had 2. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, he had a really big run scored late in that game. Just a really nice debut. I think it was 2 RBIs now that I have it in front of me, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. He had a nice debut. And I think it gives Guardians fans a lot of hope because there's a lot riding on these young bats, right? This season, there's a ton riding on these young bats. And to see Chase DeLauder come out literally on opening day, I mean, right off the rip, ready to go, I think was very promising. So recency bias and regional bias, I guess. I put him on my top 5 list. What do you think? I don't know.
I love it. And as Cleveland's digital leader, we are definitely going to be a little biased. But no, Chase DeLauder, I mean, a great offensive bat. We talked about needing somebody to step up. We're hoping it's Kyle Manzardo. We hope maybe he can at least come to the plate a little bit better. I mean, a few of the guys, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, I think a little bit more, Arias and Rocchio and those guys. I mean, that's a discussion for a different day. We're talking about great stuff. And Chase DeLauder's been that bat that maybe we can have next to Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan that can step up and be that guy. So, I mean, a great start to his MLB debut, his MLB career, the regular season, Rookie of the Year campaign already starting off strong, and he's batting, 286 on the year already? I mean, this is pretty incredible, and I'm happy with Chase DeLauder. I'm happy with number 5. You know what? They won't give us too much crap because we didn't put him number 1. We could have definitely put him number 1, I think.
Yeah, we could have done whatever we wanted, but I think we were very objective about this, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's move on to number 4. Let's see if and listen, if you guys see any, I don't know if there are any major league debuts that you're like, how in the world did you not have that in your top 5? Let us know. And we're not going to get mad at you. Whatever. If we have a difference of opinion, that's fine. Like I said, there was a lot of these to go through, and it was like trying to weigh, this many hits versus that many walks. This guy struck out this many bats. This guy hit a couple of home, whatever. There was a lot. There was no proven formula. I just sort of read through everything, and I thought, you know what? I'm impressed with that one. I'm putting it on my list. So at number 4, I was pretty impressed with this, and it almost went higher on my list because I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but Jason Jennings with the Rockies back in 2001, August 23rd, 2001 against the Mets, he made his first ever start in the major leagues. And not only did he pitch well, he went 9 innings, gave up 5 hits, struck out 8. Well, he did walk 4, but he didn't give up any earned runs. He also at the plate went 3 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. And this is something we don't see pitchers hitting anymore. We're at the universal DH now, so this isn't going to happen again, right? Like this was kind of the last of its kind, sort of a debut for a pitcher. Unfortunately, I sort of missed the pitchers hitting, but like I said, maybe it could have been a little bit higher. But yeah, just unbelievable on the mound. They shut the Mets out. The Rockies did that day 10-0 at Shea Stadium. So he makes his first start on the road. Throws a complete game shutout against the Mets and hits a home run at the plate. Like, just unbelievable, Eli.
Impressive. And, also, I think Jason Jennings, you think of these Rockies pitchers, he's one of those guys that kind of get lost throughout time. He had a great debut. I think of, Ubaldo Jimenez when I see this Rockies jersey. Not to get off track for a moment here, but, another guy that had a really fun start to his career. And, I just think, the complete game shutout, just an impressive run there for Jason Jennings. I mean, didn't have like a Hall of Fame career or anything, but, a great debut. And I know you're going to put anybody that beat up on the Mets in a top 5 list.
That got you a special, that earns you a special provision for sure. Jennings had an okay career, but I would say he made 7 starts that year in 2001. And because, baseball rules and, time served, games played, things like that, he actually came back in 2002 for the Rockies, went 16-8 with a 4.52 ERA, made 32 starts, and won the National League Rookie of the Year in 2002. So he did follow that up with a really nice campaign. So there is that. But yeah, Jason Jennings is our number 4 performance. I thought that complete game shutout of the Mets, and why not go to the plate and hit a home run? That's the cool thing too. That's the cool thing too, Chad. Before we go to number 3,
is like the NL. Like these guys are able to juice up their stats a little bit. We joked about Bartolo Colon before, I think, on this show, or at least across different shows where Bartolo Colon getting a home run was pretty cool. I mean, think about this. I mean, this is like Shohei Ohtani will do this on the regular every now and then. Hopefully he doesn't do it tonight. But he'll do this on the regular. Think about that. I mean, so just think how normal he makes that. And, we're talking about this as the number 4 debut, which is very deserving of. But just kind of a testament to the guy that the Guardians are duking it out with right now, too. Yeah. Back to you.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. By the way, the Guardians do have a hit now against Shohei. So they're no longer in danger of having a no-hit thrown against them. There's at least that.
I'm so glad you said something. Like, I know you purposely did that, and I appreciate you saying that they were hitless because now they aren't. Now they are.
I jinxed it. Sorry, Shohei, but that's how it goes. Like we said, we're regionally biased. Live with it. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so now we're gonna get in the Wayback Machine. Okay, we're going back a little bit on this one. I dug through the annals of time. I feel like we should have a thing. So I went all the way back to 1954. Eli.
Wow.
1954.
Okay.
It's the number 3 performance. This gentleman is another pitcher. This list was these pitching performances impressed me. I'm sorry, there's a lot of pitchers on here. This gentleman made a start for the Dodgers against the Giants. That was a big thing back in 1954, right? Crosstown rivals. Went 9 innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 3 batters, and struck out 15. Struck out 15 in his first start. He is none other than Carl Spooner. There he is. He's like by the chalkboard. Boy, it was a different time in 1954. First of all, he looks like he's about 14 years old. And there he is. He's standing by the chalkboard. 15 strikeouts. Wow, right? Like, that's fun. I don't know. I mean, the different kind of a feel back in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a debut, man. You come out and throw a complete game shutout, strike out 15, give up 3 hits. That's why against your crosstown rivals too. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, against the rivals, Dodgers, Giants. I mean, 15 strikeouts. That's impressive, considering that you need 27 outs to end a baseball game. So just very impressive. And shout out to the team camaraderie there. 15 strikeouts. Wow. That's like, we need to start doing that for our show. I'm here on Primetime. Like, you know what? Chad, like, made it to another week. Yeah. Wow.
1 hour of show. Wow. Yeah. I agree. I love it. That's quite the debut as well. And by the way, that Giants team that he beat in 1954, they would go on to sweep the Cleveland Indians in the World Series that year. They were, of course, the Indians at the time. So that was the year the Indians played the Giants.
You're telling me that it's just been a thing. The Guardians, the Indians, or whatever, they always lose the big one. All right, maybe this year. All right, back to you, pal.
Fair enough. By the way, full disclosure, I do want to let you know the Giants had pulled some of their starters at that point. So Spooner wasn't going against the full wrath of the Giants. So that's
okay.
Still an impressive debut. I don't care. It's a major league debut, and it was impressive. So
yeah,
we're going to stay in the Wayback Machine. We're going to come a little bit closer to the current time. It's, not quite as far back as we were a moment ago, but still pretty close. Number 2 on the list. This is a start in July 19th to be exact, in 1960. Again for the Giants. This is for the Giants against the Philadelphia Phillies. Listen to this stat line: 9 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, no earned runs, 12 strikeouts for none other than Juan Marichal. That leg kick. That's impressive. I loved his windup when I was a kid. I was like, man, Marichal really pitched like that? Like, how'd you even see? It's just all cleats and elbows coming at you. Like, how'd you even see the ball? No wonder he struck out 12 in his debut, right? But yeah, unbelievable start from Marichal, and he, of course, went on to have a 16-year Hall of Fame career, an ERA under 3 for his career. Marichal was that guy, man. Marichal was really, 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 really one of the all-time greats. But he, not surprisingly, had a wonderful Major League Baseball debut, Eli.
Absolutely, and a great career. And I was talking to you before, while we were trying to put this list together, and there's some names that we had to leave off that, it was tough. But, you think of Marichal, and I told you that, me growing up, I played in, like, rec league, like, all the way through baseball. Papa Moon was my coach for a lot of it. And, growing up, like, the younger teams I was on, we had, like, the names of, like, great players and great Cleveland players, and so you had like the Marischals and the Hershisers and the Nagys and all that. And I just think it's cool, man. I mean, this is before I really understood like the history of the game. And there's people walking with Marischals shirts on, or like the jerseys, during rec league. So I just think it was cool, man. And yeah, I mean, a guy that had a great career, a legend, and I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he had a good rookie debut. We were hearing the talks about opening day debut on Netflix. Opening night with Barry Bonds and Albert Pujols, and I believe there's Anthony Rizzo on that set as well. But to think of a debut, and just be consistent from day one. I mean, just very impressive.
Yeah. Consistent is one thing, and then a lifetime ERA under 3 is a completely different thing. Marischal had an excellent career, just a really, really good pitcher. Like I said, definitely one of the all-time greats. That brings us, we've got nowhere else to go. Eli, there's no other numbers. There's one. There's just number one, right? We got to get to our number one performance. Our number one Major League Baseball rookie debut on the Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday top 5 list for this week. Listen to this. All right. And we're good. Now, remember the Wayback Machine? We got to fuel up because we're going way back, Eli. We're going way back.
Okay. On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, we're going to go way back. I don't know if we're going to make it back in time for Midnight Run, but we're going to try.
Okay.
We're going back to October 15th. You ready for this?
Yeah.
1892.
What? What was going on there?
Columbus was sailing the ocean. No. That's not what was going on. That's the wrong year. That's the wrong year. Sorry.
About 400 more.
Cringing. Yeah, they're cringing.
Yeah. Just a 400-year gap. Yeah.
That's okay. No. So a gentleman that played for the Cincinnati Reds made a start against the Pirates, in which he threw 9 innings of baseball, allowed 1 unearned run, strangely, walked 4, struck out just 3, not overly dominant, but he didn't give up any hits. Eli, that's a big one. He stands alone as the only pitcher in the annals of time to ever throw a no-hitter in his Major League Baseball debut. We got to get the annals of time thing. Listen, he wasn't great. Like I said, he walked a few guys, gave up an unearned run, but the Pirates couldn't hit this fella, and he is none other than, it's one of the all-time great names, by the way. That's right. Bumpus Jones. There he is.
Dude, Bumpus.
He almost got obscured by the QR code. He looks angry. And I'll tell you, maybe he intimidated some hitters into not hitting him this day. Because can I show you something, Eli?
Do we have a better picture of Bumpus?
We might have a little bit better picture. Let's just hold on. This might be a jump scare moment for just be ready for this, you guys. Let's just look at Bumpus Jones up close.
Oh.
Listen, he might have been intimidating some guys out of swinging that. I don't know. Bumpus looks like he came to the mound with an agenda.
Yeah.
On October 15th, 1892. Like maybe he was upset with the Pirates. I don't really understand. He just looks like a not a very happy fella there. But anyway, Bumpus Jones is number one on our list. He didn't have a great, actually over his next 7 appearances, he gave up 37 earned runs on 42 hits and walked 33 batters. So maybe just looking at those numbers, that's more of a than his actual picture there. But was out of the majors by 1893. Didn't even last 2 seasons. But Eli, you can't throw a no-hitter in your debut and not make number one on the Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday top 5 list of MLB rookie debuts. Am I right?
You're dang right, pal. 2 cool things. One, I started the list and ended the list here, bookends with Ohio teams.
Yes.
I think that's pretty cool. And 2, we're not talking about the best MLB careers of all time. We're talking about the best MLB rookie debuts of all time. And Bumpus Jones makes the list. I'm with you, pal. I'm absolutely with you. Great job.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate
it. Now,
that was a tough one, man.
The one problem I have before we get to final thoughts.
Yeah.
Steven Strasburg, man. I remember watching that on MLB Network and being so excited. And
we give up like 5 or 6 hits, though. That was the thing. And you know what I mean?
I know. But the phenom of Steven Strasburg, the injuries got in the way of what could have been an even more legendary career. I mean, he was throwing some gas, and they put it on MLB Network because he was that dude. But I get it. I'm okay with him being off the top 5 list. I just wanted to mention him, too, because we talked about Steven Strasburg, and that was one of those core memories. I'm like, dude, this is like one of those first instances of, like, a phenom, like a guy that I think of him. Another guy I had a lot of fun watching is Roy Halladay. Rest in peace, Roy Halladay. But I loved watching Doc. I mean,
Yes, he
yeah,
was
man.
really, really fun to watch pitch. He was always a guy that I hoped somehow would end up with the Braves. Like during a meaningful point of his career, I was like, man, having him on the staff, he was unbelievable to watch him work. We could talk about this for hours, man. We'll go right through Midnight Run.
Yeah,
Kidding.
yeah.
I
Definitely take the night off.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. We got you. No worries. No, speaking of guys that I really like to watch work, man, Mike Mussina. Do you remember watching Mike Mussina pitch?
Yes.
Or those Yankee Baltimore first, and then those Yankees teams. I mean, he was just like he was so surgical, man. He just had this different approach than anybody else. He was a lot of fun. Kevin Brown was fun to watch pitch.
Andy Pettit. Andy Pettit
was very, very clutch in the postseason. He and John Smoltz were back and forth for a long time as far as clutch numbers in the postseason or whatever. And another guy, Kerry Wood. I mean, Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor on those Cubs teams, just unbelievable. Kerry Wood had the 20 strikeout game. He just was so dominant,
dude. And then he went from starter to closer.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
he had to shorten up his. Yeah, he had to shorten up his arm trouble.
I know, but a lot of people can't do that and be successful. So he was, and that's
no one's done it as well as John Smoltz. Speaking of guys that have done that, I mean, John Smoltz is the only career pitcher with 150 wins, 150 saves. So
that's true.
Hey, not quite Bumpus Jones, but
yeah, but Smoltz had a little bit of a longer career than old Mr. Bumpus Jones. So, Chad, let's put a bow on this thing here, this Tuesday edition. Great job as always. What are your final thoughts here? You want to start us off?
My final thoughts. It's just I didn't think about this. Well, I hope you have power. Well, obviously, if you have power, you're clearly watching us. You have power, right? You have something going on. But I don't know. Just if you're watching this at a later date and your power was off at the time, be patient. That storm that rolled through, those storms, there were 2 different rounds of storms. They were pretty wild, and I'm not sure we're even out of the clear yet. My wife texted me just a moment ago and said there was a tornado warning just a little bit south of us still. So there are still some people around, in Northeast Ohio still getting some nasty weather. So keep your eyes out, keep your ears out. Just be safe because I don't think there's any more like severe storms rolling through at this time of night. But that can be very, very dangerous. So make sure you've got whatever you need to have by you to get any warnings that you may need. That's a little scary when they come through this late. So that's all I've got. Just be safe.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. Be safe, be sound, and just be courageous at the same time. Not necessarily go out in a tornado, but once all this settles, and the warnings and everything are good and everybody's safe and sound, just enjoy the weather. Here in Cleveland, we're here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I know it's getting nice all around the United States, for the most part. Just enjoy, wherever you're at around the world, because we're here worldwide. Enjoy the weather. It's going to be in the, high 60s, low 70s here. It was up to 76 degrees here in Cleveland. So just enjoy that and breathe in some sunshine. Spring's really getting here for us, so just enjoy that. Enjoy baseball being back. Enjoy the moments that create life. That's what I got for you this weekend. It was my nephew's birthday yesterday. We got to have the birthday party, Chad, and I just am blessed that this is the life we get to live. So for anybody out there, just remember to enjoy the things that you do have in your life. Don't social media watch, and I know you're watching us on social media. Watch us here, but don't social media watch and doom scroll all day.
Mixed message, Eli. That sounds like a mixed message.
Let me be very clear. Watch us and enjoy the takes and everything in the company that we provide for you. But don't sit there and scroll all day and compare to what others have as to you. Yeah. Social media can kind of get you sometimes like that. Just enjoy life and everything going on. And, of course, enjoy us here on the Inside Edge Network. We're here with you Monday through Thursday on Inside Edge Primetime, Chad and I. We have a lot of great programming, including Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, which is with you Monday through Wednesday. That's right, 12 to 1. So I'll be producing that here in about, 20 minutes or so, or 30 minutes or so, Chad.
Yeah.
So we'll get after that. But, yes, we really love you guys. And
we do. And I want to say really quick, we're talking about the weather, and I want to say Thursday we've got, if you're headed down to the Guardians home opener, Thursday night on the show, we're going to talk about the weather that you might see on Friday. And I've got someone that actually knows what they're talking about. It's not just me, circling things and going, hey, I think that's a hook echo. It's sending it to Eli going, hey, we're in trouble. We got a storm. No, we have someone who actually knows what they're talking about on Thursday. I'm not going to reveal who that is. You'll have to tune in and see, but that's going to be a fun one. I cannot wait for that. So again, we'll have your weather guide for the Cleveland Guardians home opener Friday night. So don't miss that on Thursday.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Tonight I learned what a supercell was, and that's courtesy of Chad. And Chad's going to teach us a lot more with whoever we have here.
I'm an amateur weather nerd. I know nothing, but I try to soak it all in. It's fun. I don't know why.
I love it. I love it, pal. I love it. And I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you out there. We do. We love you so much. This is Inside Edge Network. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Give us a follow, Inside Edge Net. Stay tapped in here with all the socials across all the board here. We are Cleveland's digital leader and your source for sports, entertainment, mental health, and everything in between. So we appreciate you. So one more time, that is Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network, and we hope you have a great rest of your evening and start off your Tuesday into Wednesday with our guy, Double A Anthony Alford. Chad, can we get a shoulder turn to get out of here?
Can we get a shoulder turn, or do you want to get one more?
Yeah, that's right. All right. For Bumpus Jones, that's Chad Bryan. Shoulder turning out here. I'm Eli Moon. See you guys tomorrow.